What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the broader markets. I'm going to break down what's going on with the economic calendar moving forward and why we're going to likely see some volatility later because of President Trump. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below or use this QR code right over here to sign up. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free NVIDIA stock. If you deposit $2,000, you're going to get $50 worth of NVIDIA plus a $100 cash reward. Deposits $10,000 to get $300 worth of NVIDIA plus $100, or deposit $50,000 to get $1,000 of free NVIDIA stock plus a $100 cash reward. You're also going to qualify for an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash, and the offer ends very soon in just about 9 days from now. So please use my link down below to sign up or use this QR code. Anyways, as far as Tesla's going, we're holding the support right over here, which does imply Tesla could be looking for some upside upon open, hopefully trying to push back up to 425 or above. But as time goes on, we're going to see if Tesla starts to consolidate because, once again, there is triple witching today alongside other catalysts that could be shifting Tesla's price action. The first piece of news that came out is that the U.S. Senate they basically voted on Thursday to confirm the top auto safety official alongside with dozens of other nominees, and they voted 51 to 47 to confirm Jonathan Morrison to head the NHTSA and 47 other nominees. And they're going to once again be overseeing this department alongside Tesla. So that's the most important thing for us so far. They're also going to be looking into new probes on Tesla, such as with what's happening with the door handles and such. I'm still seeing lots of headlines about that. Tesla did give us another announcement about that. They did say they're going to be redesigning their doors after reports came out that children are trapped in the Teslas. That's what reports are saying. They're also saying that people are having trouble basically getting out of the Tesla sometimes because of the issue. So looking at it right now, I just wanted to say that Tesla's announcement, although they didn't really give us specifics, it came one day after the NHTSA launched their inquiry on the electronic door handles that weren't working. And we actually had our design chief, he came out and he said that the company's looking to combine the manual and electronic release mechanisms in the door, which are now separate, in order to make escaping the car easier and quicker in a panic situation. So they're trying to improve the door structure and just making it easier for people that may get confused, or if there are actual glitches and issues. Once again, there's going to be a manual option to make it a lot easier. So that's a big change Tesla's been talking about for the Model Ys that were involved in this. Hopefully they resolve a lot of the issues, and that would be a good piece of news if that's the case, because I'm still seeing lots of headlines about that. Today's Friday, September 19th. There's not really much data today, just some minor crude data. And once again, the market's still pricing in a 92% chance the Fed's going to give us a 25 basis point cut. And then we do have a big piece of news involving President Trump. So President Trump is going to be speaking with Xi Jinping of China. That's the leader of China. Today, I think he's going to actually start the conversation right now. They're going to be speaking over the phone. They're going to be talking about TikTok. They're going to be talking about what's happening with their negotiations for trade and a lot of different things. This is very important news. Later on during the day, President Trump will also be signing some new executive orders. So I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but President Trump will eventually be talking about how the meeting went and such. This may cause some volatility for the markets. So be ready. President Trump and Xi Jinping are two of the most powerful men on the planet, and what they talk about could be very important. So we'll see how that goes. Besides that, this is the earnings calendar. Not really much so far, just Money Hero, and that's pretty much it. And looking at our news, I'm just not really seeing much, at least so far. I'm kind of looking around. Same headlines that we talked about yesterday. But with that being said, we're now just going to focus on what's happening for today, then the charts. Just two more things real quick. So I just wanted to mention that keep in mind we have lots of option expirations. Might cause a little bit of chop today because of all the options expiring. We have a 3.06 put to call option ratio and millions of these expirations. But then at the end of the day, last hour, I do expect more volatility. This might cause the market to slow down or pump. There is a lot of interest at the 660 put strike. There's high volume and high open interest. Could that be something that the market makers trigger? We'll see about that. As far as Tesla goes, when we open, I'm hoping we touch 425. might go a little higher. Then we're going to see some consolidation. We're going to see President Trump's speech that comes out later on about his meeting and his conversation with Xi Jinping if it causes volatility. Then by the end of the day, we're looking to see if Tesla bounces harder if it comes back down like this. You want to be very, very careful nonetheless. Could be looking for some sideways price action like this for today. Look for a push for 425 and then some consolidation for now. And then at the last hour of the day, we'll see if Tesla launches higher or not, depending on our options. And because of what's happening with the triple witching, SPY, however, is going to look like it's going to be pushing a bit higher because we have a gap over here to fill. So I do expect a little bit more upside on SPY for like 663. And then what could happen is we might consolidate and maybe dip towards the end of the day and get a very flat close, maybe even a red close, because keep in mind that we're trying to make lower highs here. Every time we're touching 665, we're kind of slowing. And another thing is the pattern I've been talking about, how historically since August, every time the market was green on Thursday, we're red on Friday, and vice versa. Every time we're red on Thursday, we're green on Friday. So yesterday was Thursday, the market was green. Does that imply that we kind of push a bit? Then we start to dip towards the end of the day because of all the option expirations. That's very possible. Might get a red close today, but it might not be too drastic. It might just be like a flat close. For the QQQ, I expect this to retest the all-time highs, consolidate, and we'll see if it closes a bit in the red like that. So I'm looking for a move like that. Could be some upside. We're going to see if we could get closer to 600. But if we lose 594, we turn back down. Let's look for some upside when we open, then consolidation. For the IWM, we're still looking quite bullish. We could be looking for 246 and 248 as our targets. As long as 241 does not break, we're still technically bullish. ES is holding up well. We have 6680 as our main support. As long as this holds, we're going to be favoring 6720. I think this could be going a bit higher. We have to see what kind of reaction we get. For NQ, as long as we don't lose 24,600, we're going to be favoring 24,800 or above. And we're going to see how it reacts. So look for some temporary upside. For Bitcoin, we're making lower highs right here. We have 115,689 as our support, and we'll see if it bounces. Might see some temporary downside. Tesla might push for 425, then consolidates, and we'll see if we end up turning down or up towards the last hour of the day. I do expect some volatility, depending on what President Trump says, and also depending on other pieces of news. If 425 breaks, Tesla could be looking for 435, but if we lose 411, we're going to be turning back to bearish. So I do think we see some sideways price action, a temporary push in the morning, then some consolidation. That's what I'm leaning towards. Nvda has resistance at this white trend line. We need to break 178 to be bullish, but if we lose 174, we turn back down. I think we push the trend line and consolidate, and then we'll see if we start dipping for the lower 170s. Apple's looking decent. We have 240s resistance and 237 as our supports. Could touch the low 240s and dip to 237 and consolidate, so keep that in mind. For AMD, we're trying to push a bit. We could be looking for 158, and we'll see if we turn back down. So look for some temporary upside. For Coinbase, we could continue to downtrend right over here, back down to 335, and we'll see if we bounce. Amazon has 233 as our resistance and 234. And then if we lose 230, we're going to be more bearish. Look for some temporary upside, though. Meta looks more bullish. We're going to be favoring 788, and we'll see if it rejects. Google's going to be favoring 255 to start things off. And then Microsoft might retest 510 or even 512 before it turns back down. And the VIX might be dipping to fill this gap before it bounces again. So the stock market might see some temporary upside, but then we'll see if we turn down and chop around a bit. Tesla may try to push for 425 or even a little bit higher, and then it might start to consolidate as time goes on. So that's what I'm seeing for today. But we'll see if President Trump causes more volatility, if he gives us any big announcements about China. And also, we're going to see what happens with the options chain. As you guys know, there's lots of option expirations, so expect volatility at the last hour of the day. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Watch your levels and look for a temporary push upon open for Tesla in the markets, and then we'll see how well we hold up. There might be a lot of like consolidation later on, but that's what we're seeing for now. I'll keep you guys updated later on with another upload. Until then, I wish you all nothing but the best, and peace out.